Hey traders, and welcome back to IFX Success. And I decided to make a part 2 on how to link multiple MT4 accounts using Forex Copier. Just to remind you that I am not the owner of Forex Copier, so if you have any further questions, you need to contact them directly. I'm just actually, I use it, and I know it helps people out on using how to link multiple accounts. So please, if you have further questions in regards to the program, the software, you will have to contact them directly. I have nothing to do with them. Okay, so with the free demo that they offer, you can use a source account, which the source account is the one that is the primary account that you're going to be using to enter trades. And then you have here on the right hand side the receiver account. So what does that mean is that you can enter trades in here, and then it would automatically enter those type of trades on this other account. So they give you to open two accounts in here, but you need to pay if you want to get unlimited accounts. Okay, so that's pretty much, this is part of the demo, free demo, and this is unlimited, so you can use it as much as you can, as long as you only have two accounts that you would like to pretty much copy. So how does this work? Some people are having difficulties in setting this whole thing up. So let's kind of go back in summary. How do we set it up? So the first thing that you need to do is, or that you need to know, is that you can set up multiple different MT4 accounts, for different type of brokers, or you can use the same type of broker with different accounts, right? You need to have different accounts, whether it's demo or real. And you can also link from MT5. Let's say this is MT5, or this is not MT5, but this is an MT4 account, and this is an MT4, and this is an MT5 account, and it's still going to work. So you can work vice versa. You can have MT5 account in here, and then you can link to two MT4 accounts. So it doesn't really matter. They're going to be connected with like an EA pretty much, and then that's pretty much what it's going to do. So how you're gonna open multiple accounts with the same broker, because if you're gonna download different type of brokers, you just pretty much go into the download and download them. So I have Osprey FX, and I have Blueberry, and then this is an MT5 Osprey FX account, which I don't use MT5, but this is just for an explanation. So what are you gonna do is that you're gonna go to your program. Let me just go back to the beginning. So you're gonna go to local disk, right? And you're gonna go to program files x86. So let's say you have Osprey FX account and you want to open multiple accounts with the same broker. So all you have to do, which is gonna be very simple, is you're gonna copy. This is pretty much, if I open this, it's gonna show me everything that's inside my MT4 account, and all you have to do is copy and paste it. So you're gonna go and copy, and then you're going to paste that whole folder, and then it's gonna give you a copy of that folder, and all you have to do is you're going to rename it. Let's say account number 2, right? And what's the other thing that you need to do is this terminal XX. You're gonna have to pretty much make a create a shortcut to that, and then rename it to the same Osprey FX account number 2. So you're gonna create a shortcut, and you're going to, this is it, you're going to pretty much rename it. So we're gonna call Osprey FX, right? And then you're just gonna put account number 2, and then you're gonna bring that to your desktop. So that way it's also easier for you to know that that is your Osprey FX account. So let me just kind of close some accounts in here. So in here, let's say I have my Osprey FX, which is going to be my main account. So you can actually even rename that so you don't get confused, like Osprey FX account. Then all of the other ones, if they're the same name, you just rename them as account number 2, account number 3, account number 4, and then all you have to do, let's just say I just opened this one, I just made it up, And all you have to do is make up your new account, right? Whether it's demo or whether you have an actual account, then you just gonna set it all up. So you just click on here to kind of like open that MT4 account. Okay, so here's the MT4 account that I just pretty much copy and pasted. So I need to, obviously I need to connect my broker, so all you have to do, let's say you open it with another, so Osprey FX. This was a MT4 FTMO, so we just like, snap from them. So in here, I would just open my account, with your account, username and password and the whole 9 yards, right? So I don't have one right now. I mean, I'm not gonna go over that, but all you have to do is log in and pretty much choose the account number, the server, and everything that you know how to open your MT4 account. So once you have that, then you're good to go, and then that's it. Then you can close it. So let's just say I'm going to close this one right now. Although I don't have any account in there, what would I do in here, right? So now I'm going to close everything up again and pretty much go all the way from scratch so that you can understand again. So now that I have all my MT4 accounts, I have everything set up on my desktop and I have copied all the folders, then I go to my source. Again, the source account is the one that is going to copy to all the other accounts, right? So that's your main account. So in here, I'm gonna look for my regular Osprey FX. So if you have already renamed them, then you already know which is going to be your main account, right? So this is going to be my main account, and pretty much in here we're just gonna leave it as default, because with this one we're just gonna set it up, enter whatever it is, how we're going to enter. Then my receiver account is going to be very simple. I'm going to use, I can't really pick this one up because it's not an active account, but if you already activate your second account and your third account, all you have to do is go, just click in here. I mean, they already give you all the source, everything of the platform path. You click in here and it gives you everything where your MT4s are there. So I'm gonna choose this one, the Blueberry Markets. I'm gonna choose that one, and I'm gonna just click save for now. And then I'm gonna add the MT5 account, right? The MT5, which is right here, Osprey MT5. I'm gonna just click on save for now, and then I'm going to say apply scheme. So every time you do that, even if you have a bug fix, all you have to do is click on that, and that should be able to pretty much fix it, right? So it should say okay. If it doesn't say okay, you would just have to click and see really what is going on. But at the end of the day, it's very simple, the whole setup. Once you then you go here to the three dots, right? For each account, you will have to change everything that you want it to be, different lot size, pretty much everything that you wanted to set up. So if I'm gonna go make any changes, I go to the three dots, I go to settings, right? And then what do I do is in here we have general, which is pretty much where we have linked our account. Then we go to lot risk management, and you're gonna click on here, and it's gonna give you different options. Okay, it's gonna give you different options, which you kind of have to figure it out on your own, because I have no idea what, like pretty much having, all I do is I always use a fixed lot in here. So if I use a fixed lot, you will have to write it yourself, 0.1, 0.2, and then you have to pretty much change it yourself. And here, like I said, you will have to play around with this. I'm not really sure how they work out. You will have to play around with it. You have to read here. This says in note, risk management would only work if the stop loss level is set. So I'm guessing it should be for one of the equities. So let's say if you trade without any stop loss, then it might not work. It might just give you the minimum lot sizing. So you will have to pretty much play around with this, until you figure it out and get it the way you actually want it. So once I choose my lot size, which like I said, I'm going to go very simple. You have to play around yourself with this. I'm not sure how it actually works. I always use a fixed lot and I change it around whenever I need to. Then reverse mode, this we went over on the previous part 1. This is like if my source account is buying, then pretty much in here all we want to do is take the reverse, right? Which means if buys on the other side, then I'm going to sell on the other side. So it's pretty much doing the reverse, which you don't want that unless you know your strategy doesn't work well and then you want to do the opposite. So in here, you just want to keep it regular as is. Then stop loss and take profit settings, you click in here, so it gives you all the options. So in here, open copy orders without any stop loss or take profit. So that means is if the source account has a stop loss or take profit, and if you click in here, then on your receiver is not going to set up any stop loss or take profit. Pretty much like that's how it is. Or if you want to set it yourself, without following this source account, then you have to set it, click in here, and then you will set it yourself in here, right? So let's say you want 20 pips in here, and then you want 50 pips, and this pretty much will not, this is following your own strategy per receiver account, and it's not going to follow the source account. So just keep that in mind. So if you don't want anything, just pretty much just you can undo it, and well, I think it does save in here. So you have to see what's up in here, or actually in here you click it, place stop loss and take profit exactly as the source account. Okay, so that is pretty much, you want what is it that you want, and then you will just have to click on that. Okay, now price adjustments, you click in here again, and they tell you, give you notes, let's say you want to open in here, open immediately as source account. In here you have different options, you just have to read in there more closely. Also close the account or close the trade as current market price. So in here you can change it if it closes at to close even more or less pips than the source account. That's pretty much is what this is trying to say. So you want to keep it as what the source account is currently doing, right? And filtering orders, okay? Filtering orders, let's say filtering rules in here. So let's say if the source account enters a current price, but let's just say that you have a difference, from the source to your receiver account, you have a difference of 15 pips, then it should not enter any trade. Or if you set it to 5, or let's say 5, if you have a difference of 5 pips, from the entry of the source and the entry from the receiver, then it should not enter any trade whatsoever. Also ignore if any orders were open 60 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago. Let's say maybe there's a delay of some reason, then you're gonna just ignore that entry, because then you might get late entries. Okay, in here you can also filter out. Let's say on the source account enters 10 trades or 15 trades, and then you want to pretty much filter it out by in here, filter the number of orders. So you want to say, instead of entering at 5 orders that the source account enters, you just want to limit it to 3. And the same thing for sell entries, you want a maximum of 3 cells only. You don't, once they're closed, then you can open new trades, right? So it's pretty much you giving it filtering out, just in case the source accounts pretty much enters left and right, and you want to just the receiver to be a little bit more minimal on things, right? You want to filter it out by how many trades do you want and stuff like that. You can also filter it by currency pairs. So let's say the source account enters on 28 pairs, but you don't want that, you only want a few. So you can say copy orders for the for the pairs in the list. So you will have to write in here the list of the pairs that you only want entries from, right? So if you only want 5 pairs in particular, then you would type them in here as you would like, right? So Euro USD, so you put it in here and then you save it. So pretty much you would type it in here. So, or maybe you say do not copy orders from the pairs in the list. So then do not copy any euro dollar entries. So that's pretty much is what it is. So all you're doing is filtering whatever the source account is doing, right? And what else? The same thing for here, you know, filter by lot size. I mean, it's just there's a lot of stuff in here that they give that you have to do your own homework, and if you have any questions, you will have to ask them in, you know, in particular, right? So I'm gonna just erase this one. I don't, you know, for right now. Any emergency stops, you know, use emergency stops. So in here you want to click on here, and you want to pretty much you know, give it the rules, right? So if it gets to a drawdown percentage, you know, more than 10%, so do not enter on more trades until it actually starts to balance out your account. You know, or if it's actually by any amount, by a value, if it's in the drawdown by 1,000 or 500 or 100, whatever it is, then do not enter on any more trades, right? Or if it reaches to a profit, so let's say you want to make 3% or 2%, 1% a day, right? So if it reaches to 1% a day, then it will not trade anymore. So you pretty much will have to put that in here, right? So if it reaches to 1%, or, you know, something like that, 10%, you know, so you will have to, I'm not sure how the percentage in here is done, so I'm not sure if this is 1%. I haven't really played around with this type of orders like this, because I have it on my EA, which it does it for myself, so I'm not sure if this one is actually 1% or what is it, right? Or you can do it by value, by how much. If it reaches to $100, then do not trade anymore until the next day. So that's pretty much it, what this is really saying. So and on the advanced settings, I know some people have talked about that specific times and stuff like that. So you could do that here on Copier specific timing, right? So you can choose time frame sessions, you know, London session only, or the New York session only, or stuff like that, the Asian session only, or you can actually type your own time in here if that's what you would like. So if you only want Tokyo session, you know, this would be the timing. If you only want doing time of the week, you know, want to exclude Fridays, you can do that, or even Sunday nights, you know, depending on your time. So you could just say I only want to trade Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, and then that's it. So you have to select that as well, right? What else? The symbols, you know, I know somebody asked me about in regards to the symbols. I know some brokers have different type of symbols, the suffix at the end of each currency. So what this means, this is going to do it automatically for you, so you don't have to really worry about it. You know, this is going to select all the symbols in your market watch. You know, this is also going to adjust the symbols names, you know, and stuff like that, so you don't really have to worry about that. So one of the main things that you really need to have, that you need to keep in mind, is that when you have to open your market watch from here, right? So you open it like this, and you have to right click in here, and then you have to make sure that it says show all. So it needs to show all the symbols. If you don't do that, then it might not open all of the symbols. It might not open, you know, a trade that you have pretty much selected on your source, and then it might ignore that, because if it's not in here on your market watch, it's not going to enter. So you have to be very careful. You have to right click in here again. You're gonna have to say show all, and then all of them is going to come up. Okay, so now if your source account, everything is all set up correctly, you're going to have a chart that says source EA. You pretty much gonna have to leave this alone and not do anything with it. Can you add another EA into this? Yes, you can. You can add your own personal EA in here, obviously, except adding it into this chart. Otherwise, it's going to, you know, erase this one. So yes, you can add any EA as you want into the any other charts, and then pretty much is is going to work as usual. Okay, so that's pretty much it with that. So now the other question that somebody asked was, does it work with your phone? Yes. So once you source account, let me just pretty much close everything now. So you're going to have your source account set up into your MT4 in your phone. I'm not going to go about it how to set it up. I do have a video on how to set it up yourself. And then from here, if you trade from your phone, from your iPad, or you can trade from your computer, but anyways, you can trade from anywhere and then have all these accounts to be entered. So right now I'm going to give you an example of how I enter from my phone. This is one account in here. So I'm gonna enter from my phone. You're gonna see my cursor in here. I'm not gonna do anything, and then I'm going to go into my phone right now, and I am going to enter into a trade, and I'm going to click on sell euro dollar, and this is what's going to come up. See, it did it automatically into this Blueberry account. This is the message that you're going to get. The sell was executed, and let's see the other MT5 account right here. This one was also executed. This is a sell account. And let's see on the main account, right? So it all triggers from all of the accounts pretty much. And this is all from my phone. So I enter into a sell euro dollar, and it automatically, so I'm gonna close it. This is my source account right here, and I'm going to close it. And then all of them, you see these two right here, this is the MT5, this is the MT5, I'm sorry, and this is the other account. I'm going to close it right now, and they should all close right away. Whoop. You see, it automatically, I closed it from my phone, and it actually automatically closed it. So that's pretty neat, right? And then that was it. So it is very nice. Like I said, you don't have to have, the only chart that you need to have open will be that from the receiver, right? This is the receiver EA. You need to make sure that on MT5 this algo trading is on, so otherwise it's not going to work. So somebody asked me if how can I disabled, right, an MT4 without actually deleting it from here. So if I don't want to delete anything in here, I want to leave it as is, all you have to do is you have to disable one account, and on regular MT4 it says auto trading, you're gonna take it off. So we're gonna test it right now with entering another trade, and you're going to see they're all okay. All I did was I disabled it from the main account, right? So I am going to enter again on a trade. I'm gonna buy now euro dollar, and it did not enter. Why? Because I had disabled the algo trading. And then you're going to see now the trade, I did go on my regular source account, right? I entered from my phone, and it did trigger, but it did not trigger on the other ones. Why? Because it was disabled. Okay, so if I enable it right now on all of them, then if I enter again, I don't have to do anything to my little bug in there. So right here, I'm gonna enter into another buy. So now there it is. But this is my, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so since remember how we had said it did open the trade, okay? So this is very interesting. It did open the trade on the other ones because it was within the 15 minutes. And remember how we on the settings, we actually set it up that if it's within the 15 minutes range timing, then it can still open a trade. So that's, obviously, you're not gonna do that, so you have to be very careful, when you disable and enable a trade. And you have to be very careful when you actually when you go to your settings, in here, because it was within the time allowed that it can still open a trade. Okay, so right here, where is this filtering orders? Well, okay, if it's within 60 minutes, let's just say if it's within 1 minute, I'm gonna disable it, and also within 15 pips. So also still have 15 pips difference, so I don't want it to be more than 2 pips. So we're gonna save this, and then let's go to the advanced settings right now, and I just wanted to actually trade the Asian session. So let's see if it opens a trade, Tokyo, and then save and finish. And then any changes that you make, you always have to go to apply scheme. So okay, so here it is. Okay, I think I did it to Blueberry, I don't remember now. So let's see what's up in here. Let's click on my Blueberry and let's enter into another trade. I'm gonna do it from my phone so you can see that it does automatically enters. Okay, so I enter into a cell. Let's see, it did enter into a cell here. Let's see the MT4. I'm not sure. It did do it in here, so I'm not sure why. If it's within the same Asian session still, maybe it could be. Should have ended already. So that's some stuff that that you really have to play around with. So let's say I'm gonna disable this again, and I'm going to enter into another sell trade right now. And okay, so it didn't do it in here, right? So we have 3 trades, but on the other ones we have 4 trades, right? We have 4 trades in here and 4 trades from my source account. So I'm gonna wait like a minute and then kind of see what's up if I enable it, so that it shouldn't open the 4th trade. Remember, we gave it, I think we gave it like 1 minute, and it shouldn't open the next trade. So this is something that you actually have to try it out first on your demo account, so you actually get what you want. You actually get something that you want. So my thing was, I did try it before. Like I said, I trade with my EA, so it's a bit different. I do the setups, everything for my EA. So, but one of the things in here is, let's see why it did enter on the Tokyo. It says Tokyo. I'm really not that sure why it did enter. What if I choose well, London's still open. I'm not sure if the New York right now. Save and finish, apply scheme. So everything always applies, everything that you make any changes, always apply it. And that's it. So let me try right now removing the auto trading, and let's see if it opens a 4th account, that 4th trade that we did. So, okay, so it didn't do it because it was within the 1 minute. Let me try to enter into another one, see if it enters. Okay, so I have another entry, but it didn't enter because it's supposed to say not to enter during the London, New York session. So you have to kind of see what is your time on your MT4 that actually fits to the time that it's on the settings. Okay, so it didn't enter because I said do not enter during the New York session, and then the New York session is not active yet, but it also has to do something with your MT4 pretty much time. So you have to be also play around with that, see if it fits. So on the other ones, I have a whole bunch of accounts, more trades compared to this one, because we had enable and disable it in here. So I hope this was helpful. So in quick summary, all you have to do again, you go, if you're gonna open many accounts, you can open as many as you can within your same. So you go to program files, you rename them, you just pretty much copy and paste it, and then in here all you have to do is on the terminal X, you're going to create a shortcut, and then you're going to rename it, and then you're going to paste it on your desktop. It kind of figures that it works much better like that. Then you have to rename your folder. You can have from the same brokers, or you can have different brokers. You can have MT5 and MT4 and link them all, so that doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about the pair names. It is kind of going to do it automatically for you. All you have to make sure is that you actually go to your market watch and you go and select all of them show all, otherwise it's not going to work. This works with anything that you actually have on your MT4. So if one MT4, let's just say one MT4 trades or broker trades US 30, but your source account or your any other account doesn't trade US 30, then it's not going to open a trade because your broker is not offering that pair. So don't expect that your source account trades X pairs and you don't expect to enter on the other broker, because if you don't have that pair, then it's not going to open on any trade. But you can do that with stocks. You can do that with any other, anything that you have on your broker. Pretty much you can trade that and link it. Okay. So let's try. I'm gonna try pretty much let's just try any crypto. Let's try Bitcoin and see how that works, right? So we can try that with Bitcoin in here. Oh, it's not letting me in here. I'm doing it from my phone. Let me just look from the source account what's available in here, and then pretty much I can just see if I can trade it, right? And see if it opens up on the other account. Whatever lets me in here. I mean, like I said, you can trade stocks. I don't see here's Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm gonna enter on Bitcoin. Let's see if it enters on the other accounts. I'm going to sell Bitcoin in here, and let's check this out on this MT5. Does the MT5 have Bitcoin? Okay, it did enter on the Bitcoin right here. Sell. This is the MT5. And then the blueberries, if the blueberry has Bitcoin, oh, damn, okay, we have forgot that we have the New Year session settings in here, so it's not going to enter a trade. But so you can definitely enter on any pair that your broker offers, and that also your source accounts needs to have the same pairs. What other questions? I know there were some other questions, pretty much I hope I have covered everything, in regards to the settings. Like I said, it all depends on each person, and you have to really spend some time and do your homework on your receiver settings. Okay, so you really have to make sure what is it that you're looking for, and kind of experiment on your demo and see what is it that you get, and pretty much play around with that. So I'm not going to go in details because it is a lot of information, and like I said, if you have further questions, you can ask the Forex Copier themselves, and then hopefully they can help you on their website as well. So if everything says okay, you're good to go. And sometimes you might get a bug, it might show it to you. In here it can show you all the history, of all the trades, and then the current orders, it's going to show you that as well. And it's going to show you from everything, right? All the terminal names and all the source accounts. It's going to pretty much tell you everything that's open, and the history is the same thing. So that's pretty much it. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions, and subscribe and like the video, and I will talk to you soon.